Welcome back to the channel, guys. We're going to be giving our thoughts to the France-England quarterfinal that just concluded. It's not coming home, unfortunately. I think probably most neutrals maybe want England to win.
I think I wanted England to win.
I think I wanted England to win too, but I also feel like a lot of Americans probably wanted France.
Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah,
I mean, England's kind of your rival in a sense, other than Mexico. It's
in a
one of the-
sense. You guys let us know if you're neutral down below. Who did you want to win this game, France or England? When we talk about the game, we were chatting while it was going on. It was definitely a even affair. I would say.
Yeah, maybe England a little bit better.
I would say that's also fair to say.
Yeah.
England were slightly the better team.
Yeah, great game though.
Yeah.
Fantastic game.
Yes. I was thinking about it. I feel like England literally made two mistakes this entire World Cup, and they're going home. Both in this game.
Yeah.
You could argue even just one mistake. Like, I don't even know if the Chouameni goal is a mistake. The Giroud goal, like, he gets in between the two center backs. That probably shouldn't happen, but it just kind of shows how harsh football is.
I mean, I think we've seen that throughout the tournament. Like, you make one mistake, you're out, and like it's the World Cup. You only get one chance at it, and I feel like England had more to give. Maybe. That's my feeling. Like instant feeling is like I kind of wish it wasn't over because I feel like they played well enough to not go out.
So you tell me if you disagree with me. I feel like I've enjoyed this England campaign more than any other tournament under Southgate.
Yeah, I think they were pretty good in the Euros. I don't think that was a bad. That was
no, it wasn't. It was a little dry. At times.
They had a dry spell in the group stage, but they kind of hit it off in the and they played better teams arguably in the Euros. Like in the quarterfinals, they played Germany.
Mm-hmm.
Who else did they beat?
Ukraine.
Ukraine, Denmark, I guess.
Smacked
a really
Ukraine.
good Denmark team though. To be fair. So I mean, maybe they could have just as easily won this game.
I guess because when I think back to that Euro, I think Denmark were the better team in that game. I think they were. England was
not 1-0, right? Didn't they?
They were down 1-0.
Didn't Denmark go up 1-0?
Yeah, Damsgaard had a free kick.
Yeah, free kick. Yeah.
But then there's like the penalty at the end of the game, and then England eventually goes on to win. I guess just my point being when I was watching them like in 2018 too, like gritty penalty win against Colombia. I guess the Sweden game that you were telling me about. I really don't have any memories of that particular match.
England definitely the better side. But I mean, not a great game by any stretch. I
think. And I don't know why I have these in. Nobody's talking to me in these AirPods, but I'm just trying to flex my income. No, I feel like this is the first time I saw England, and I thought they were convincing. Like they looked like the real deal to me. Spanking Iran, pretty much tying the U.S., never really going out of second year, and then thumping Wales again.
Yeah. This is the England team that's gonna do it, right? This is the one that's gonna bring it home.
And dismantling Senegal.
Yeah,
like a Senegalese team that does not lead goals very often, and they gave up 3.
Yeah, this is the best England team I've seen in my lifetime for sure.
I didn't really watch England back like in the day, you know what I mean, like early 2000s. So I can't really speak to that during the entirety of my lifetime. But since I've been closely following the sport, I feel like this is the first time I saw this team and thought, if they do make a semis, if they do make a World Cup final, it makes sense. Like, they deserve it. They have the talent, and they're playing like they should be there. And that's why I just keep thinking it's so harsh that just one mistake against France, and you're out. Like, no third-place match, no semifinal, just done. And I feel like a lot of the England players got to be feeling pretty shocked right now.
Yeah, it's just a lot, I think, for them. Like the pressure. I think the pressure got to Kane maybe at the end. Like,
yeah,
playing for England is different than playing for France. You might not agree with that, but I think it is. And I think with all the heritage and like the pressure, I think the only reason they lost was because it just got a little too much. Because they had better chances, arguably.
Mm-hmm.
They were a penalty away. I mean, sometimes shit just happens. Like, it's not...
Yeah.
We can sit there and analyze a game and like it went this way but sometimes things just happen. And I feel like this was one of those games. Like, you look back at it and you'll be like, could have gone either way.
Who do you think was the best player for England today?
Harry Kane. I know he missed the penalty, but if you take that out of the consideration, that was a great game. I think you could tell like from the first minute that he just decided I'm gonna own this game.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna own these center backs, and he did for like the full 90 plus 8 minutes or whatever he played.
He's definitely a good contender for player of the game for England. I saw a couple tweets saying that like, oh, he always ghosts in the finals, and like again he didn't show up today. And I'm like, what do you mean he didn't show up today? Like he was creating most of the problems for the French back line almost by himself in the first half.
He was a beast in the first half. He was a true beast, and Upamecano had no chance of keeping up with him.
Yeah.
He was dropping deep. He was taking shots. He was creating chances. I don't know what else you want out of your 9, but like I think it was a pretty solid game.
Yeah.
Definitely the best from the English team.
Right. And
maybe even the best player on the field.
Maybe. I mean, he was better than Mbappe today, no doubt.
Yeah, I didn't see Mbappe at all.
No doubt. Yeah. But I bet... Will he win man of the match? No, probably Giroud will win man of the match if I had to guess. If England only leaks one goal, if that Chouameni shot outside the box, like beautifully placed, doesn't go in, then this probably goes into extra time at 1-1. And I think who knows what happens at that point? And Harry Kane might go on and win man of the match. Now I think because he plays for Spurs and everybody hates Spurs, that he's going to get absolutely dragged in the media for missing the second penalty. And I want to ask you, do you think it's even more difficult in this situation because he's shooting against his fucking club goalkeeper?
Yes, but I said that on the first one too. I was like, I'm thinking he's going to go opposite of what he normally does, but he went left, which he usually does. He went high, which he usually does. I think he was going to go down the middle on the second one. That's what it looked like. I don't know why he had to shoot it so hard, but...
I thought that he was trying to go left again and saw Lloris already guess right, and so he kind of like lifts it.
I think that's a good take. If you do that, never change your mind on a penalty midway through. If you're not planning on looking where the goalie is going, just bomb it and pray. Honestly.
Yeah. No, in that I agree, but I think that's something that we have to understand when analyzing his penalty. Is like if there's a keeper alive who is probably best suited to block Harry Kane, is Hugo Lloris. They've been playing together 7-8 years club football every day in training. Like, I feel like, and he got one against him. And look, he probably should have scored this. You should always score the penalty. I'm not making an excuse for him, but I'm just giving it extra context. It's not like he blasted it over the goal while some scrub was like between the sticks. Okay, this is his club captain and a guy that he trains with every single day. And I just feel like that's a tough situation for anybody to be in. And I feel like he had a good game overall. Like, I'm going to protect my guy. I feel like he was solid. I don't really feel like anybody on England was shite today. Like, really?
No.
Had a bad game?
No.
Not really anybody? I mean, we can talk about the subs for a second.
Yeah, we can do that.
Why don't you take the floor on this one? Because you were a little heated when you saw Southgate bringing on the players.
Mason Mount in. I don't really see Mason Mount's greatness, I guess. So, putting him in.
Few do. Except Chelsea fans, maybe.
Yeah, Chelsea fans might like him. So I'm sorry, Chelsea fans, but I just average English player just doesn't stand out to me. So what I would have done, and probably a lot of other people would have done, you could put Rashford in or Sterling. I guess it doesn't really matter. I would have preferred Rashford because I think Sterling doesn't really add anything to defenses like the France one was playing today. So I would have put Rashford in, and then you drop Foden down and take Henderson out. Because Foden can break the lines of the midfield. So you give him the ball, he literally runs past players with the ball. That's what he's doing. And that's why he should play like in an 8 role in the midfield. So that's the sub I would have made. And I think it would have made a lot more sense than bringing on Mason Mount, who did get England a penalty with his running, which is like great, but also...
Did he get the penalty, or did Theo Hernandez just like lose his head for a second there?
I think he forgot that we have VAR. So he was like, oh... I can do whatever I want right now.
Yeah.
You can't.
I think he thought he was in a France training session for a second and thought he could just do that and it would be okay.
I can't think of like what can you possibly be doing defending like that? Like what's the thought process?
I have no idea, and there's no chance that Mason Mount gets on that ball anyways.
No.
I will say, to play devil's advocate, if I was a France fan, which I'm not, but if I saw that type of penalty given away, I don't know. I would feel like it was kind of universal justice that Kane missed it. Because, like, it's literally just a guy completely losing his head and taking a man out and like, basically gifting England a pen. That's just how I would feel. I'd be like, because imagine Kane scores that, right? So it's 2-2 and then they go on to win. You'd be like, We were literally about to go to the semifinals, and then Teo Hernandez just decided to like rugby tackle somebody from behind.
Yeah, I understand your point, but isn't that all penalties? It's just somebody losing their mind.
Yes, but that was one of the more egregious ones
That was
I've ever
definitely
seen.
one of
Can
the
we agree
worst
on that
ones.
at
Yeah.
least? Like that was just like, dude,
One of the more unnecessary ones.
like no goal scoring threat. It's just like no reason at all. I don't know. It's just look.
Maybe that needs to be. I've noticed this has been floated before because like they think that just if you're inside the box and get fouled, that it shouldn't be an automatic penalty. Those would definitely be. I mean, I guess it's up to the ref then would be to decide if this is like should be a penalty. But some people said they should be an indirect free kick. I feel like that would have been like if we had those rules, that would have been an indirect free kick because there's no way Mason Mount scores on that ball.
Yeah.
Ever.
Yeah. Let's talk about the. Actually, let's keep it on the subs. You were also a little upset when Foden came off.
Yes, but I think Phil Foden is amazing, and I don't know why you take out.
You are a Man City fan, correct?
Yes, that is correct, but I don't like certain Man City players, so I don't think that, and I think he's the most talented player England have. He can probably make the difference the most, like do the unexpected.
Oh, for sure.
So I don't know why you would take him out when you need something to like. You need a creative outlet, and he's a creative player.
Mm-hmm.
So, but I understand that like they had a lot of good sub players on the bench, and they felt like, well, Rashford can score. He scored 3 goals in the tournament.
3.
Yeah, so like it's not like he can't score, and that free kick was really close.
It was really close.
But it's not the player I would have taken out.
That's fair. I think I would have kept him in as well. What would you grade England's back line today? Because I feel like that was a big story piece coming into this game. Was like, how are they going to deal with Mbappe and France, all their attacking weapons? So how do you think they did?
Really well. I think I don't know what the grade scale is. What are you giving me?
A letter grade? You a letter grade?
Letter grade, like in school? Okay.
Yeah. We'll take it back to school.
All right. That was a B+ performance.
Okay.
Even though letting in 2 goals, but like, and then they have one more Giroud chance, but then I can't think of anything. Rabiot had a shot from outside the box.
Mm-hmm.
Did anything else happen?
Not that I recall.
Yeah, me neither. So,
I was even going to say A-. I thought they were actually very good today. That's probably how you want to play France. And like, is it just as simple as France are better? Is that just why they won like such a close, hard-fought game?
I don't know. Because the gods wanted it that way today. I don't know. I like
the gods.
Sometimes things don't make sense. Like sometimes you win a game and you didn't deserve it, or you did deserve it, and sometimes you lose one. I don't know. It's just one of those things that happens, and I don't have a good explanation. There's no tactical explanation, I think, to why France won today. They scored more goals than England.
Would you say as much though that it's a unfair result for France to win? Would you say it's unfair that the French are going through?
I think England will feel cheated out of it because I think they felt like they did enough to win. I'm sure France will take it and won't think twice about it because, like, at the end of the day, winners win, and England is not a winners nation. They're not there yet. France is there, and that's the only reason I can think why France won because they've done it before and they know how to win. Like, you know when you need to turn it up a little notch. You know you only need one moment of quality, a Griezmann cross, a Giroud header, and that's how you win. Like, it's small moments. I don't know. I don't really have a good answer for the English fans, but like, you should be proud of your team and not ashamed of this loss. It's nothing. Sometimes you lose a game, and that's okay.
We wouldn't know. We usually win the games that we play in.
Yeah.
But England fans, we feel for you guys right now. Do you think after this result, we got 4 teams left?
Yeah.
If you had to put money down, you picking the French to go ahead and win the rest of this tournament?
Yes, mostly because I don't like the competition. Not because the French are some amazing super team.
But because you don't rate non-European teams.
Croatia's a European team. And I rate non-European teams. I thought Brazil was going to win it all. Obviously, I was wrong about that. It'd be a fairy tale if Morocco does it, but how long can you endure the pressure? Like, you already beaten the odds twice.
Right.
Some can argue fairly and squarely. I mean, could have gone either way, I guess. But how many games of that can you win? And the same for Croatia. And they did it last World Cup. it didn't reach in the final. It didn't work out, and like at some time you run out of luck. And
Yeah.
I just don't rate Argentina because I feel like they're carrying a whole country on their shoulders, and they look miserable doing it. Like they look like they don't want to be there. They look like they want to cry at every throw in.
I think their fans want to cry too.
I think everybody in Argentina.
Connor was crying
Yeah.
during every throw in. Yeah.
Yeah, and you can't play like that. Like it just doesn't work. It's too mentally exhausting, and at some point you're gonna slip up, and they already slipped up. I think they beat Croatia, if it helps them. But
Is there an argument to be made though that because Morocco are the first African team, but also an Arab and Muslim nation, do you think they feel even more weight? Because not only is it the nation of Morocco, but it's like the entire goddamn region and religion on their back. That's got to be kind of heavy, right?
yeah, if they were expected to do it, but they're not. So I think the
Okay.
expectance factor, like that's what I would take from it, is that nobody expects them to be here. So why would you be mad at them for doing something that they already like they achieved more than they were supposed to?
If Morocco were to beat the French,
Yeah.
what needs to happen, do you think? Because the French looked vulnerable today. Like this
They
was a
looked
beatable
vulnerable.
French team.
Definitely more beatable than 2018.
Oh, for sure. For sure.
Just pretty much the same thing that happened against Portugal. Like the other team doing simple mistakes. They lack quality on the cross. Because like you can defend all you want, as much as you want, but if they have that one moment of a cross that's just absolutely brilliant, like the Griezmann one today, like it's so hard to defend. Like what are you gonna do?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you can try. Oh, we gotta mark the striker, but like the other team is always gonna create chances. So I think just do the same thing you've been doing and hope that it pays off. Like what else are you gonna do? But if France has that one moment of brilliancy, then it's over probably. I would like to see what happens if Morocco goes down a goal. It hasn't happened yet.
I mean, I don't even like saying this because it's basically a different team
Yeah.
from AFCON, but that was Morocco's downfall at AFCON, was getting scored against first.
Yeah, because then you had to push forward.
Yes, and Hakimi was able to bail them out in the quarterfinals, I believe. I forgot against which team, but a smaller, not very good African nation. And then against Egypt, they go down and they couldn't do it.
Yeah.
They couldn't break Egypt's low block. So I think you're right. If France can get that first goal, I think if Portugal get the first goal, if Spain get the first goal,
Yeah,
then
any of them to get the full goal,
Yes.
I think it's a different game.
yes.
But with them being able to defend so well, it's just they changes the ball game when they score first. And sure, if I had to guess one team that could do it, maybe France. Like the quality is just a little higher than Portugal. They can turn it up one more, and they also doesn't seem like Portugal looked stressed. Spain looked stressed. I don't know if does France get stressed.
They certainly didn't look like it in the game
Yeah,
today.
England tied it up, and they just went on about their day. They're like,
Yeah.
we know we're gonna get one more chance,
Yeah.
and we're gonna take it.
Yeah.
And that's all they needed. So like I don't know. I can't with 100% certainty say that France will win. Nobody will ever know. Nobody can ever say that. But I think they have a better chance than Portugal and Spain, maybe.
I think Giroud alone gives them a better chance.
Yeah, they have an out-and-out 9 striker.
Yes,
11-9.
they do. Who can actually go up with? I don't know if Sace is out for the next game, but
Probably looked like it. He was crying.
it looked bad. It looked bad. I mean, Morocco. Honestly, it might suck that they go out because of depth problems. Because
I mean, that's just the way the tournament.
yeah, I mean,
works.
I can't really. After I say that, France have like 15 guys out, so.
Yeah.
That's not an excuse, but it just would suck to see the fairy tale end for those types of reasons. Who do you think is the most important French player against Morocco? Because I have my pick. I want to see if you have the same.
I mean, I would argue Giroud, but I think it's gonna be more of a. You gotta beat your man on the outside. So any of the wingers, they're gonna play Dembele and Mbappe, which Portugal tried. Leao came in and beat his like. The issue is Morocco likes to play 2-on-1 outside. They bring out usually a center midfielder, I believe. They bring it out, or like the winger comes down, which has been crazy that CH works this hard. Has anybody ever seen that?
No.
Ever? But so I guess just overloading in places like if they bring players from a position, then you gotta overload in that position instead, and also getting players into the box. Like it's just beating their numbers into the box. If they have this like 5 guys in the box, Morocco, or 6 or 7, then you can bring 4 or 5, 2 by yourself. Because like what are they gonna do? They're not gonna score from their own box. It's just overload into the box. So probably their wingers and just quality of crosses is gonna be the difference.
Interesting. I was gonna say Griezmann.
Yeah, I mean,
because I think they really need that like central playmaker. I thought today Bruno was dropping. We already talked about this. We don't have to like delve into that game, but I thought Bruno was just having to drop really, really deep to collect the ball. There wasn't really a lot of linkage between the back line and the forwards.
Yeah.
And Morocco were very strong in the air. And maybe that's a problem with Portugal not having a target man. Maybe you can make the argument Ronaldo, but
not the same Ronaldo.
Not the same. But I think Griezmann may be doing some give and goes, like passing the ball in tight spaces around Morocco. They're very physical, and I feel like Spain and Portugal surprisingly like buckled under that, which I wasn't expecting. And I'm curious to see if the French can, and Griezmann specifically, because he's not the biggest dude, can like keep his composure against this Moroccan defense and midfield, which have been tenacious the entire tournament.
Yeah, that would mean that he would have to find the space in that midfield. Yeah. And it's been hard to find space there with Amrabat basically being a Conte, like just covering the whole midfield area by himself, basically.
Yeah.
But yeah, if you can find those, they don't really have a. Who would make the runs? Would you argue that Mbappe cuts in then and make a run if you want to give Griezmann the ball? Because that's not really how they played today either. And I can't remember France scoring a lot of goals like that in the tournament.
Yeah.
Where they like get their 10 the ball and then they have runners that come cutting through the defense.
I think they don't.
But they should this game.
I don't know if Morocco's going to give him a choice.
You don't think they want him outside? Because Morocco so far they played every team outside and just let him cross.
Yeah. That is interesting. Like, if Giroud scores, I think France win.
Yeah.
But
I think if France scores, period, they win.
Yeah. I just don't know. It's like if teams want to play the trebuchet, castle, siege, warfare against Morocco, then the French can do it better than the Spanish and the Portuguese can. Especially the Spanish. Like the Spanish, that was just stupid. It was never going to work.
Yeah, but that was mind-boggling. That was just the weirdest tactical setup I've ever seen.
Yeah.
Not for this pod, but
yeah, that'll be the After Dark episode. Is Gareth Southgate under contract after this World Cup?
I believe so, right?
Okay.
Who would take over? Sean Dyche? He's been waiting on that job for a long time.
I just don't know, like, if his contract goes until the next Euros or the next World Cup.
Yeah, it's probably 2024. The next Euros is a year and a half away. They're about to start qualifying in like March.
Is this a successful World Cup
for England?
Yeah.
No, I don't think England will have a successful World Cup until they win the World Cup. Like from their perspective. But was it a bad performance? No. Was it a bad World Cup out of that? Like out of a on the field performance? No.
Agreed.
Just result wise, it was a bad performance.
Agreed. Which is crazy. I think I've said it 5 times. Like this is the best I've seen England look.
Yeah.
And they just ran into France. Again, Southgate, the whole criticism is like he's great until he plays a good team. And I think maybe to a degree that it's not completely inaccurate. The subs were questionable. But, I mean, he had the team set up well, and England played well. And now they're just going out. And I think the English would definitely consider this a failure.
Yeah.
I think I will consider it a failure because they should have gone to the semis. That was kind of like where I had them losing. Just
a tough bracket, too. Like, you can't make it.
Yeah.
Can't. So sometimes it happens.
Yeah. I don't really know how many teams in the world can beat France right now. And this is a France team missing a lot of people as well, which is just absolutely terrifying. What they'd be like at full strength. They could genuinely repeat.
Yeah. Imagine if they had a good coach, too.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, I know they won it, the World Cup, but Deschamps has some... Yeah. I just don't know if he's tactically, like, how this team should play.
Probably not.
Like, you don't have to play on the counter. You're France.
Probably not.
You can blow teams out if you wanted to.
Yeah. So we're gonna dive into some random topics here, but you guys let us know your thoughts about the game down below in the comments. You know, was this a successful World Cup for England? Let us know. I mean, quarterfinals exit. Is that right where they belong, or did they underperform? You guys let us know in the comments and hit subscribe if you want to see more videos like